channel to 500 subscribers, then I'll make it more educational. And I'll also get 500 bananas. Can you please give me those bananas? Also, by the way, like and subscribe for that reason, but you can like and subscribe if you don't want it to be educational as well. Cheerio now. Hello Storytimers, it's your favorite Storytimer, Annie! And her juicy little pal, E. And today, I'm going to be diving into the wonderful world of Shakespeare with a Shakespeare classic called The Tempest. And it's retold by Andrew Matthews. Now, let's get into it. First, we can look at the cast list. I'll give you a moment to enjoy the detail they put into the characters. Now, let's begin the read. I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. A brave vessel who had no doubt some noble creature in her dashed all to pieces. Miranda. The Tempest. A violent storm was raging over the island. Palm trees bent and swayed like dancers in the howling gale that tore off their branches and sent them tumbling through the air. On a beach not far from the mouth of his cave stood Prospero, the wizard, his white hair and beard streaming out in the wind, his black robes flapping around him. As he raised his left hand, thunder rumbled. He lifted the staff in his right hand, and forked lightning crackled, flickering like snakes' tongues across the inky clouds. Out to sea, a ship with broken masts and tattered sails wallowed helplessly as the storm drove it towards a jagged coral reef. A lovely young woman in a white gown hurried out of the cave and ran towards Prospero, her dark hair whipping around her face. She caught the wizard by the sleeve and called out, "Father!" Prospero seemed not to hear her. His eyes burned silver with magic, and Lee stayed firmly fixed on the ship. "Father!" shouted the young woman. "What are you doing? Everyone aboard the ship will be killed." Above the sound of the wind came a groaning crash of timber striking rock. A huge wave reared up like a startled horse and thundered down on the ship, making it vanish from sight. Prospero lowered his hands. The wind dropped to a gentle breeze. The boiling clouds faded into a blue sky, and the sun glinted on a calm sea. "No one has been harmed, Miranda," said Prospero. "Everything is as I planned. For your sake, I have used my magic to help right a great wrong done long ago." "What wrong, Father?" Miranda asked with a puzzled frown. "If you have this book at home, why not go grab it so we can read together?" "Enough," said Prospero. He moved his left hand in front of Miranda's face, and she fell into an enchanted sleep where she stood. Prospero took 2 paces toward the sea, looking out at the place where the ship had sunk. "Soon, my brother," he whispered. A sound made him turn his head in time to see a strange creature creeping up behind Miranda. It was shaped like a man, but its skin was covered with glistening green scales, and its eyes were as yellow as a lizard's. "Caliban," Prospero said sternly, "you brought no wood or water to the cave this morning. Must I send the spirits to torment you again?" Caliban scowled. "I was not born to be your servant," he answered defiantly. "My mother, the great witch Sycorax, promised me that I would rule this island, and so I would have if you had not come here and stolen her books of magic and freed the slave spirits to help you drive her away." "Silence," said Prospero, and he snapped his fingers. Needles of fire seemed to lance through Caliban, forcing him to his knees. Mercy, master, mercy, he cried, bowing his head. The pain left him, and he hid his face so that Prospero could not see his cunning smile. Why are you so cruel? He whimpered. You were kind to me once. And you repaid my kindness by trying to kidnap my daughter, snapped Prospero. Get to work, you treacherous wretch. Caliban stood and shambled off. I will be revenged one day, he muttered to himself. I will be king of this island, and I will take Miranda as my queen. When Caliban was safely out of sight, Prospero lifted his staff. Ariel, he called softly, appear to me now, sweet spirit. There was a faint sound of music, lights sparkled in the air, winking like sunshine on bursting bubbles. In the midst of the lights fluttered a young boy with golden skin and white wings on his heels. He smiled at Prospero and darted playfully around his head. And you can see, this is Ariel. Isn't he so adorable? Prospero laughed. Faithful Ariel, he said. Are the sailors scattered over the island as I commanded? They are, good master, said Ariel in his voice like the gentle humming of a harp. And where is Ferdinand, the king of Nepal's son? Prospero demanded. Close by, said Ariel. He mourns his father, believing him to be drowned. He is not drowned, said Prospero. He wanders the island lost with my brother, Antonio. Prospero sighed, and old memories gave his face a far-off look. 12 years ago, when I was Duke of Milan, my wife died, he said sadly. Grief blinded me to the treachery of Antonio, who plotted in secret with my old enemy, King Alonso of Naples. They overthrew me, and Antonio took my place. I was put in an open boat with my daughter and cast adrift to die, but destiny took me to this island to say Corax's magic books, and you. My spells brought the ship here, and now it is time for mischief and magic. And revenge, master? Said Ariel. Prospero shook his head. I do not seek revenge, only justice, he said. Go to Prince Ferdinand and bring him here. Ariel's eyes darkened in doubt. Will it be as thou promised, master? When thy plan is done, shall I be free? Free as the wind, my Ariel, said Prospero. I will break my spells, and no magic will ever hold you again. Ariel glowed brightly and flew off faster than Prospero's eyes could follow. And now you have a tiny Ariel. Well, that seems to be the end of that bit. So, tune in next time for more awesome adventures with Anytime Storytime and her wonderful pal, E. Goodbye, guys! Thanks for watching!